Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about ticker symbol CTRM, Castor Maritime Inc. This is one of our favorite stock that we talk on this channel. Today particularly, I'll be talking about three things about Castor Maritime. The first one is the stock price, the way the stock is trading. There is some concerns from the investment community about the downward trends a little bit in CTRM. So we'll do the stock analysis, review, volume analysis, and at a very high level, technical analysis of CTRM. The second thing we'll talk about is what the company is up to. What are some of the big things that the company is doing? The third thing is the big catalysts. There are two big catalysts that I'm going to talk about CTRM that I want you to keep in mind, and I'll also share my thoughts and opinion, what I think personally. I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence and research before you buy or sell CTRM or any other stock that we talk on this channel. I'm sharing the details and information and research that I do, hoping that it will help you making informed financial decision. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because we have been talking about a lot of stocks lately. If you haven't checked out my video about TRCH, Torchlight Energy, please do check out. The stock doubled up in one day. I personally invested $5,000 into this stock, and it has been a great ride. If you can please also like on this video, that will help me a lot as well. I put a lot of time and efforts to do the research, share this information with you all, hoping that it will help you out. So your like is very much appreciated, and click on the notification bell if you haven't already to get timely updates in future videos. Now, without further delay, let's talk about CTRM. CTRM stock is trading at $1.43 at the moment. The market in general is stable. It is 0.18% up if you take a look at the Nasdaq right now, and if you take a look at the Dow Jones, it's 0.26% up, and the stock CTRM is 3% down at the moment. It had a little bit more downwards trend in last couple of trading session, but I'll be talking about a couple of things that might help you understand why the stock is trading a little bit sideways at the moment. The company is pretty new. The company was founded in 2016. They are revenue positive. In Q3, the revenue is $2.79 million. In Q2, the revenue is $2.59 million, and Q1 the revenue was $2.73 million. Their cash on hand is pretty good as well. They had a few stock offerings after this $37.64 million cash on hand in Q3, and the company in general has been doing pretty well. The stock was pretty much one of the popular stock while we had this all Robinhood restrictions and whatnot in some of the stocks. CTRM was one of them. The stock is trading at 3% down at the moment. It went as down as $1.27, $1.25 in today's trading session. But if you take a look at the stock in general, the 5-day run up is 46%. The stock is up. In 1 month, the stock is up by more than 300%, which is a great ride. In last 6 months, the stock is up almost 750% up. Now, looking at the volume looks pretty decent in today's trading session. The volume is 139 million compared to their previous trading session volume, 198 million. The stock price is as low as $1.15, as high as $1.58, which is very similar to what we saw in previous trading session on February 12th. The volume has been decreasing lately, but the volume looks pretty healthy compared to their volume, average volume 160 million. The volume for today is already 140 million. So pretty healthy volume in my opinion. The stock is doing pretty well as well. The stock is trading consistently about $1 level in last few trading session, and it's a big thing for CTRM. It's very much needed, and it's going to be a good thing for the stock price, the stock momentum, and for the company. And this is one of the big catalysts that I'm going to talk in later in this video. Now, looking at the chart looks pretty healthy. If you take a look at the 1-day chart, let's take a look at the 5-day chart first, and you will see a spike. So the stock spiked up on 10th of February from $1.18, one spike up to $1.47, and from there it went up to almost $1.90, which is a great thing. Stock sustained for a couple of days right there and came back down, and it is trading around $1.40 since then. Now if you take a look at the RSI looks 47, which is a good RSI in my opinion. It's more on the oversold side, and which is always a good thing. It's not overbought. If you take a look at the RSI right here, the RSI was 53. When the stock bumped up, the RSI went almost 83, 85 level, and it's sustained there, and it's not a bad thing. Once again, the RSI can be about 70 level. Now let's take a look at 1-day chart, and 1-day chart can show us what can happen to stock in next few hours. Looking at the RSI is 43, suggests kind of an oversold condition, not really overbought, and the stock has if you take a look at, like, it's a down staircase, so like one staircase right here, another staircase right here, but then the stock started going up, and the RSI played very important role. Take a look, the RSI was 13 when the stock price was $1.25. Once again, pretty healthy RSI when the stock price is $1.25. That brought the stock back up to $1.40 level. So in my opinion, it's trading pretty healthy. There could be some healthy profit booking. There could be some momentum in the stock, and the stock is trading at about $1 level. And now looking at Castor Maritime, the company is a high growth oriented global shipping company that is engaged in seaborne transportation of a wide range of dry bulk commodities along worldwide shipping routes through their ownership dry bulk vessels. So the company has been acquiring more and more vessels. That means more and more revenue. That means more and more profit. The way the company does it, this is the last announcement that they made on February 11th, that they announced acquisition of 2 more vessels, and the time charter that the company announced, the Korean based vessel from an unaffiliated third-party seller company, aggregated a purchase price of $27.2 million. Right before that, the company also offered some stocks. So the company had stock offering. The company also announced some debt in the European based financial institution. So company has enough funds. The way the company wants to expand is using those funds. They want to buy more vessels. Once they buy more vessels, they'll be able to bump up the revenue and get more business, and through that they'll be able to generate more profit. And as we have seen, their revenue is close to $3 million, something like 2.80 million for last few quarters, and the company is doing pretty good in that terms. Now looking at one more big catalyst that I want to share with you guys is Castor Maritime received 180-day extension from NASDAQ to meet the NASDAQ minimum bid price rule requirements. What does that mean is they announced that the receipt of notification letter from NASDAQ stock exchange granting the company an additional day of 180-day extension until June 28th, 2021. So this is the most important date. So there is a little bit of a risk for the company if they don't trade about $1 at $1 or above, and if they don't sustain there for 10 consecutive business days, there is a risk of company getting delisted, and they have to meet this minimum bid requirement before June 20th, 2021. And I'll tell you a little bit more, but let's take a look at this. The company can cure this deficiency by closing the price of its common share of $1 per share or higher, at least for 10 consecutive business days during the second compliance period. Now what that means is, looking at the price right here, if you take a look, the stock is about $1 and closed about $1 on February 9th. So 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 16th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For last 5 days, the stock has been consistently closed above $1 level. This is a good thing. You want to make sure that the stock closes about $1 level for 10 consecutive business days, and the stock is out of the risk of getting delisted from NASDAQ, which is a great thing, because if the company gets delisted from NASDAQ, let's say at the end of June, there will be less and less exposure for the company to get that investor community invest into the stock price, and having to stay on NASDAQ will help the company a lot more. The second thing I want you to look at, one of the big catalysts, is also that the company has filed Form F3, registration statement by the foreign private issuer, which means companies preparing themselves for more stock offering, raise more capital that will be invested into buying more vessels, improving more revenue, and improving their profitability as well. The price that they have listed on Form F3 is $700 million that can be used for common shares, preferred share purchase rights, preferred shares, debt securities, warrants, purchase contracts, and rights and units. What that means is that the company doesn't have to use $700 million. They don't have to raise $700 million at the same time. They can have in smaller chunks, and I believe they have up to 3 years to use this F3 form and raise more capital. So they can issue stock offering in separate smaller chunks. So I'm not saying that they'll be offering for 700 million. They can have their own strategy and roadmap as to how they want to offer the stock price. But this is one of the things when we have seen that when the company offers more and more stock, the stock price in the interim temporarily used to go down. So also keep that one thing in mind. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I wanted to share this information with you. Two big catalysts, how the stock is trading at the moment, and the company price, and if you are invested in company, what you can expect in terms of the stock price. If it stays above $1 level, it's a great thing. You want to keep in mind, if it goes below $1 level and closes at that point, it's not end of the world, because the company has time until June, end of June or mid-June. So the company has enough time, the stock has enough time. So think about that as well. I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own due diligence and research before you buy or sell CTRM or any other stock. Click on the like button if you haven't already, because your like is very much needed to make sure that this video reaches to more and more people, so I can share my information and research that I have done already. Subscribe to my channel for future videos and timely updates. If you haven't checked out my TRCH, the torchlight video, please do check out, and click on the notification bell so you get updates as to when I post this video and make it public for you all. Thanks all for watching. I'll see you in the next video.